60 kilometres to ride, almost 2,000 metres to climb, the Giro d'Italia would have a starting bonanza. The fight for the breakaway wasn't that big. 5 kilometres it lasted, and in the end, 5 riders got up the road, including Taco van der Hoorn, a former Giro stage winner. Wout van Aert was one of those hoping to become the first Maglia Rosa wearer, and to that end, his team and 2 others, Lidl Trek as well as Visma Lease Bike, being helped out too by Alpecin de Koning, who were hoping to put Caden Groves in pink. Primož Roglic raced on, and those hoping for pink, well, they didn't let the gap grow more than 2 minutes. On to the first of the categorised climbs, and there'd soon be a change in those at the front of the race. Steven Kruijswijk was the man doing the work behind. The gap was down to a minute, maximum of just under 2 minutes. Taco van der Hoorn dropped, and at the top of the climb, Sylvain Monique of Cofidis going through to take the 18 points and put himself in prime position to take the first blue King of the Mountains jersey. A single point for Lorenzo Fortunato behind would suggest that he's ready to try and build a challenge for the Maglia Azzurra over the course of 3 weeks. The break continued to break up ahead, but they get back together for the Red Bull kilometre. And the fact that they were there to take the sprint meant that there was no worry for the GC teams behind. And what a sprint it was! Manuele Tarozzi just about getting the better of Alessandro Tonelli. The chase on behind meant that with 40 kilometres to go, everything was brought back. What would happen then? Who would work? We'd find out soon, and soon enough, because on the first of the 2 ascents of Sorel, there were already casualties. Problems out the back for Olaf Koy. Also dropped other big-name sprinters like Sam Bennett. And Lidl Trek with the team doing the damage. Dan Ole continuing to ride for Mads Pedersen. Koy struggling. Other sprinters joining him. The bell would ring with 22 kilometres to go. 1 more lap and a chance maybe for the peloton to get even smaller. Would it tempt the GC teams out as well? That's what many were starting to wonder. Primož Roglic, often a man who gobbles up these sorts of finishes from small groups. Juan Ayuso was there as well. He'd crashed earlier in the day. How would he fare here? He was nervous on the second climb. Van Aert was hanging on to the wheel as much as he could. Roglic was there too. It was a continuous fight for position. Caden Groves, the last of the big-name sprinters to be dropped. He'd hung on well on the first ascent. But then the GC shocks came as well. On the opening day, Thymen Arensman, a top 10 finisher in the last 2 years, already losing time. He was dropped well before the top, as was Derek G. And with Ciccone leading them over, there was an opportunity on the descent to try and string things out. Van Aert and Pedersen were still there, but unfortunately there was some bad news on the way in. A really bad crash for Mikel Landa meant that he would have to abandon the Giro d'Italia in some fine form as well. He went off over the pavement. Jay Vine going down too, as was Corbin Strong. But Landa leaving the race, a GC blow. Apart from Arnesman and G, most others making it, and those fighting for the stage made it as well. The lead out came from Vatsek. Pedersen was there to sprint. Wout van Aert was trying to come around him. Busato was up there. Aulard, Pidcock, but it was right to the line in the end. Half a wheel in it, and won by Mads Pedersen. Already a stage winner at the Giro, now a Maglia Rosa wearer. They went after the stage. And my, did they take it. First stage going to Lidl Trek. Pink jersey to Mads Pedersen. And behind they were counting the cost. Over a minute and a half to Arensman. Not good news for the Dutchman from Ineos Grenadiers.